Welcome into the Rundown on Fox Sports Radio 1400. Around the world on the iHeartRadio app. My name is Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us today. As always, a jam-packed show for you. We're going to talk I say maybe because some of these stories are kind of bugging me. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, we may get into Jerry was spending some money on something silly. Rainbow flags may be taken away at the World Cup. That's a story that's out there. Why that's just, man, the governing body of soccer, FIFA, is just silly. We'll also have our Final Four picks, and we'll get into whatever it is you want this afternoon here on the Rundown as we roll along here on a Friday. All right, so lots of stuff to get into, but I have to start with I don't like getting amped up on a Friday. Normally, I want to come in on a Friday and I want to have a nice, easy show heading into the weekend when we're in the off season from college football. Like today, I wanted to talk about the NCAA tournament, and I wanted to do things with WrestleMania. Yeah, I wanted to do that. That's kind of what I wanted to go to today. But I can't do that because the NCAA and Mark Emmert can't help but be dumber than a bag of hammers. Yesterday at the Final Four, he said that the association needs to work with Congress to create a uniform name, image, likeness model across all 50 states in order to properly regulate it moving forward. So let me make sure that I understand what you're saying here, sir. You want the organization that is more corrupt than you are. By the way, the most corrupt organizations on the planet are FIFA, the United States government, and then the NCAA. The NCAA, though, they are a 3 seed in that corruption bracket, and they should be moving up into being a 2 seed and maybe a 1 seed. All they need to do is have some people that were basically slaves, which is what they used to build some of the stuff at Qatar. Have some of those folks be magically disappearing, and they'll move up to number 1. All of that, of course, under the FIFA stuff. But here's the thing, though. It says beginning last July, college athletes had the opportunity to benefit from their name, image, and likeness. The NCAA has its own name, image, and likeness policy, but it defers to individual state laws on the exact regulations surrounding it. Yes. Now, do you think that there's this whole thing called sovereignty and things like that, where each state can have their own basic form of how they're going to run their government? I don't want to do civics class, but here's the thing. The NCAA wants to work with Congress to deal with a name, image, and likeness policy. Are you kidding me? Just ridiculous. He says that it is unfortunately a circumstance where we've got now 30 plus different states with different laws. We need to work with Congress to create one federal landscape. We've had a variety of legal actions in the courts with all of that. That supersedes the board's ability. We have got to have Congress find a single deal model by which NL and other relationships with student athletes can be regulated. That's going to be a big task. What that's basically saying is that I am stupid. My organization is stupid. We've been kind of going crazy with how we've treated NCAA athletes for the longest amount of time now. And now that they're making money and we're not getting our portion of it, we don't know how to deal with it. It's a mess, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we'll take your calls on this at 803-978-1832. Billy with a good comment. That's like putting the fox in the hen house. No, I mean, it's really when you're asking Congress to help you because, quote, that supersedes the board's ability. That's fancy language before we're dumber than a box of hammers. You're trying to get them to basically rescue you. You're insane. the fact that even if you have these smart people that supposedly work around you, which I'm beginning to think there are no smart people that work at the NCAA. Let's say that some of the smart people that were there told you, hey, this is going to end up silly. Look what Texas A&M did. Yeah, people remember that, right? The Texas A&M thing is going to be running across forever. Not that we didn't have stuff like this happening before now, but Texas A&M's ability to have something going on and basically just saying, you know what, that's what we did. Then you end up with Jimbo Fisher saying this. Oops. As I'm rolling through my stuff here.
The hypocrisy is a joke. It's an absolute joke, and it's insulting to our staff, how hard we work, to how we do things. And it's insulting to Texas A&M because there ain't a better place to go to school and play ball. If we don't like it, we're coming on. Get used to it. We ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Apparently, Mark Emmert wants to make sure that what Texas A&M did and what other universities did in other states doesn't happen anymore. Maybe that's what's going on down there. What a mess. 803-978-1832, 803-978-1832. That is the number to dial if you'd like to join us here on the rundown. Mike Krzyzewski said, I think the very first one is where are we going and who's going to be in charge? Not that I'm saying that he shouldn't be, but what are we doing? What are we doing to make sure we're taking care of all divisions that are under your roof? Men, women, all sports, those that make money and those that just make men and women out of people. Yeah, here's the thing with that, Coach K. You are one of these people that, oh, now we care about the kids. I cannot wait until the stuff with Zion Williamson comes out and it shows what a fraud the Duke program is and how they've been paying players for a long time. And no one's really, we have the proof though, because it may come out in a federal case with Zion Williamson and how he had a Clemson hat in front of him. And I can't remember the other hat, but everyone knew it was going to be Duke. I can't wait until that happens and then we can look back at this and say, oh, Coach K was, who's going to be in charge? You didn't want anybody in charge. You want to be able to go out and tell your boosters or whoever it is, hey, I want this guy. Go and get him. And then all of a sudden, magically, it happens. And please don't tell me that doesn't happen. Let's just get past all that. We can mock one program over another. I mean, we can have stuff like what Fred Taylor said this week. Oh, Georgia gave me $50,000 and I still went somewhere else. Yeah, we can have all that and we can goof and laugh about that. But the reality is there's been money that goes to certain players at certain positions, especially on the football and men's basketball front, that it's just out there and it happens. For people have to stop lying to themselves. Our program's cleaner than others. Not really. Your program cheats better. Your program has the better bag man. Stop lying to yourself and everybody else. Anyway, 803-978-1832. Billy has a good comment. It says, do away with the transfer portal, NIL, and go to class and get a degree. Look, being someone that has had to deal with college loans, not just my loans, my wife's loans, and now it just so magically happens that once the wife's loans are paid off, the daughters will be going to college, and we'll have to pay money on that. I'll be paying student loans till the day I fall off this planet. But here's the thing. Yes, that's a big deal. But the reality is that there's going to be money there. It's still just going to be a mess. It really, really is. Now, I do agree with what Coach Krzyzewski said. The revenue sports are probably different than the other sports that aren't going to, they're going to, as he said, make men and women instead of making professional athletes. I'm with you on that. But when it comes down to it, college football, and this is going to sound like I'm just belittling all the other sports, but the two biggest revenue sports are college football and college basketball. Pretty much all the other sports are in the red. It's just kind of the way that it is. You'll have some programs that actually do turn a profit in, like, South Carolina's women's team. they're raising prices on tickets, and they can because everybody goes. So they're, I don't know where they're at as far as how much money that they're drawing, but I'm sure they're one of the programs that's closer to being in the black than in the red. But not all programs are like that. But one thing you can say for sure for South Carolina, and I use them because that's where I'm at today, right here in Columbia, there's going to be 80,000 fans at Williams-Brice Stadium in September. So that's the biggest money drawing thing there. 803-978-1832. Let's take a call. Welcome into the rundown. Good afternoon.
Rob, on the issue of the president of the NCAA asking Congress to step in, nothing like watching weak leadership ask even weaker leadership to handle a problem.
Yeah, who's the bigger wuss here, Congress or Emmert?
They're neck and neck in the wuss contest.
Let me ask you this since I have you on the air. I think the most corrupt organizations on the earth are FIFA, because they had basically slave labor building soccer complexes and dying. And then number 2 would be Congress. They're just inept to the 18th level. The NCAA is the 3 seed, but they may be moving up. They may be.
Yeah, I would throw the NBA in there with some of these China dealings, some of the two-faced
Are
stuff
they a
that's going
4
on.
seed or a 3 seed? I mean, we're doing our corruption bracket here. The NFL has to be in there somewhere.
Yeah, I would put the NBA slightly ahead of the NFL, but it's definitely not a runaway.
There you go.
Rob, will you allow me to go back to yesterday's show? I wasn't able to call in, but unfortunately, I was suffering listening to it, particularly one caller. And again, everyone knows who I'm talking about. It's the man who has the most appropriate YouTube name on the planet, Mr. Hollywood, because he lives in a world of make-believe. He told you not to mention something because it was in the past. And in the same breath, went back to the 90s about how Steve Spurrier owned Georgia. Same breath.
Did you hear me say? I mean, I kind of held him to task on that, but
yes.
he wasn't hearing it.
Yeah, that's called wee-weeing in the wind. Nothing you can do about it. I do think it's nice of whatever nursing home or mental hospital he's in that they do allow him to call in, 2 or 3 times a week. I think we all get a big kick out of it. But man, sometimes you're just kind of left shaking your head with old Hollywood there.
Sometimes he says stuff and I don't know what to say. I'm just like, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Next time he calls, will you please get an official prediction on how this year's Florida team is going to do football-wise?
I certainly will. Yeah.
And we'll go ahead and mount that up there on the old
the bookcase of accountability. I think he's going to tell us they're probably going. My prediction, he'll tell you that they're going 10-2. I bet that's what he'll say. Just a guess.
Well, I don't know that he has the guts to call in today, but I hope that he does. I look forward to hearing to him. And 43-18, sir.
Have a great weekend, sir. We appreciate it. All right. 803-978-1832. Lee Wilder says, no doubt. Very good, sir. Very good. Jimmy says, did you see where Fred Taylor admitted to getting $50,000 in cash? Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. But I think it's interesting that Mark Emmert and Mike Krzyzewski are talking about who's going to be in charge of what. That's actually really funny. Let's go back out to the phones. Welcome into the rundown. Good afternoon.
No doubt. No doubt. I'm always there, baby.
All right. Well, being always here, before you spout off whatever it is you're going to spout off today about whatever your favorite team is today, do you have an official prediction for the Florida Gators for this fall that you would like to have on the bookcase of accountability?
Okay. Right now, I'm saying Florida going to be undefeated because we haven't played yet. Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
It's going to be kind of tough. I think we'll probably go 11-1.
So 11-1. Which loss will you have, sir?
I don't know right now, but it won't be against Georgia. That's a fact.
So 11-1 with a loss to a team that is not Georgia.
Go back up under his shell.
Okay.
I'm feeling good knowing the Blue Devils are going to win this thing. And son, I'm going with the South Carolina girls today.
Right. Are you but I want to make sure that we're correct here, because if not, then the chat room's going to lose their gizzards with me. You're saying 11-1 with that one loss being to a team that is not the Georgia Bulldogs.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm putting that on the bookcase of accountability. We're going to hold you accountable.
I love it. I love it. I love it. No doubt. No doubt.
You know what? Beggin' Megan got in here and he asked for a prediction on Florida, but he sure as hell didn't leave us anything about what he thought Georgia was going to do.
That's right.
We should, you know what? The next time Beggin' Megan calls, you know what he'll tell us? I think we're going 8-4. Our punter's hurt, and I don't know.
He don't know.
Dan Lanning's in Oregon. That's what we're going to get from him.
Yeah, he'll turn on his quarterback for the year, for the third game.
Well, most Georgia fans will. I mean, you know.
That's all I got.
You have a great weekend, and I hope that your Blue Devils get popped.
And don't forget about South Carolina girls.
South Carolina women, if they lose, it's a shocking thing. They've got 10 McDonald's All-Americans. They should waltz right through this tournament. So there you go.
Doubt.
All right, man. Have a great day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Hollywood says 11-1 with that loss being to not the Georgia Bulldogs. Megan says Georgia's going 7-5. They already have too many injuries. Oh, stop it. I'm putting that up there on the bookcase of accountability. 7-5 for Megan and 11-1 for Hollywood, with the loss being to not Georgia. Who are they going to lose to? Mizzou? More of the rundown when we come back. This is Fox Sports Radio 1400. I got nothing. Kentucky could go 4-8. Don't laugh. They could go 4-8. I'm not putting that on the bookcase of accountability, but they could go 4-8. That Tony's on the right track there. What's more likely to happen? Kentucky going 6-6 or Georgia going 6-6? I can't take you serious there, Mayhem Matthew. You were telling me your NCAA tournament bracket was perfect, and I wasn't buying it. Southern Cal's not in the SEC East. What's wrong with you? Welcome back to the rundown on Fox Sports Radio 1400. We have two folks that have put out some recommendations for records for Florida. Hollywood says they're going 11-1 for Georgia. Megan says they're going 7-5. What's more likely to happen? Georgia going 7-5 or Florida going 11-1? 803-978-1832. Megan walked his back. He just moonwalked like Michael Jackson. I mean, literally, he's probably got the glove on one hand as he moves his way back. He goes, all serious, he thinks Georgia goes 11-1. They'll drop one that they shouldn't. Welcome into the rundown. Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Matthew here.
Hi, Matthew.
Your favorite caller.
No, you're not my favorite caller. Who told you that?
Obviously I'm your favorite caller, but anywho.
No, you're really not. I'm sorry. You're not my favorite caller.
Put this on the accountability. Number one,
sir. Sir. Respect the bit, sir. The bookcase of accountability.
The bookcase.
Yeah, make sure you get it once again. All right, what are you wanting to put on the bookcase of accountability?
I'm predicting the SEC East right now.
Okay.
Number one will be Georgia in the East.
Boy, that is a huge dive there, taking the Georgia Bulldogs to win the East. I mean, you're really stepping off there, buddy.
Number two will be your Tennessee Volunteers.
Okay.
Number three in the East will be probably be let me see what I had here.
Did you forget who's in the East?
No, I didn't forget. I was going back to
how about I just read your post here? How about Kentucky at 3? Because that's what you wrote earlier.
Yeah. Kentucky at 3.
Okay.
Florida's at 4.
All right.
The Gamecocks at number 5. Missouri at 6. And obviously Vandy at 7.
I mean, I think you got the top and the bottom right, but I don't know. I don't know for sure where the rest of that is. But
so I will bet you anything that you want.
I'm not betting with you anything here. I'm not doing any betting with you. That's not
the Gamecocks are not winning no more than 7 games. There's no way.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's tough to win 7 games, so we'll see.
But thank you for taking my call anyhow.
Have a great day, sir. Have a good weekend. All right, there you go. Let's go out to the phones one more time. Welcome into the program. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Alabama Tom. Y'all doing the bookcase of accountability today?
The bookcase of accountability is something that when some projection or something like that goes out there, I put it on the bookcase of accountability, and then we come back to it later on. Like a perfect example, I thought that Clemson was going to beat Georgia last year. We put that on the bookcase of accountability. It didn't happen. Then we can go back to it and be like, well, Rob, you said this on X day. So we keep the bookcase of accountability flowing throughout the year.
Okay, I'm going to put something on there.
What do you got?
South Carolina upsets Georgia week 3.
What makes you think that the Gamecocks can upset the Georgia Bulldogs, the defending national champion, coming here into Columbia?
Okay. Well, South Carolina's got 2 warm-up games to get their Spencer Rattler ready.
Okay, going to Arkansas, respectfully, sir, going to Arkansas is not a warm-up game. Arkansas is going to be a top 25 team. That's not a warm-up game.
Oh, sir. Arkansas's their second game?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, I stand corrected. I thought they had two scrubs on.
Do you want to don your Michael Jackson jacket and moonwalk it back a little bit, thinking they're going to win in week 3?
Well, I don't want to moonwalk nothing back, but I still like South Carolina to pull that upset because the thing is that the history of that rivalry.
Sure.
You know, South Carolina has. Traditionally, South Carolina seems to have that one game a year where they just play lights out better than they just play that one game where they look like the best team in the nation. I mean, remember Alabama 2010 was the defending national champions.
Sure. Had
a loaded team, went to Columbia and got smacked around. So, I mean, and then, last year South Carolina turned the lights on against Florida and just destroyed Florida after they had to come from behind to beat East Carolina, Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but
a few other teams.
Respectfully, Florida was hot dog water, but
I
could buy the Alabama team that was a pretty good team, but Florida ended up being really, really bad. So
Right. But I mean, still, even though Florida was hot dog water, South Carolina still had to come from behind to beat Vanderbilt and a few other teams that were hot dog water too last year.
all right, well, I'm going to put that on the bookcase of accountability for you, that you think that South Carolina is going to upset Georgia in week 3. I got it up there. I'm writing it down right now on April the 1st. This isn't an April Fool's joke, is it?
No, sir. And another reason, like you said, Georgia is the defending national champions. They're bound to have a few letdown games.
Okay.
They're bound to be caught with their pants down, so to speak.
Well,
don't you think? Don't you think? Don't you think that? They're bound to be caught. Not taking a few teams seriously. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I think that for South Carolina to win, just from what we know as of right now, they would have to be +5 in turnover margin. How's that?
Yeah, it could have. I've seen
which once again,
teams do that too.
To quote the #1 Gamecock YouTuber on the planet, Mr. Carolina Jackpot in the upstate, it won't be anything that South Carolina, what Georgia did. It'll be what South Carolina didn't do. Is basically what it would boil down to. Something like that.
Right. But I'm just putting it out there. You might as well go out on a limb.
Sure. Why don't we just go out on a bigger limb that Vanderbilt's going to beat Kentucky? Let's do that too.
Well, Kentucky, it depends on when they play.
Sure.
I don't know. I think Kentucky's a better. Kentucky, obviously on paper, Kentucky should beat Vandy by 2 or 3 touchdowns. But if Kentucky has a big win over somebody like Florida or somebody they're not supposed to beat.
Sure. All right. Well, I'm sorry, buddy. I got to move on, but I got to go to a break. But thank you for calling. We'll add that to the bookcase, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right. There you go. One Alabama fan thinks that South Carolina wins in week 3. That would be I think that would be, that would be on par with the upset they had in Athens. I really believe that. Man, the Georgia folks are not liking that. UGA Go Dog says, I wonder what it's like to think like an Alabama fan. Mayhem Matthew says, it's crazy talk. UGA Go Dog says, my brain is broken. Jay says, Rob, learn how to simply hang up gracefully. That might be the comment of the day. And then Megan, of course, comes with, what is it? Oh, make sure I read this correctly. He actually has a point. As a Georgia fan, that South Carolina game scares him. Okay. Well, why don't we just go and we'll just all make crazy predictions today. We'll call it April Fool's Crazy Friday. More of that when we come back. This is Fox Sports Radio 1400. Why should he circle the trip to Starkville? Is that so he can line up some ladies of the evening? Just hit the cow pasture on the way there? Come on, man. It's crazy to me to sit here and say some of the stuff that comes out of some people's mouths, like, well, you better watch out for this game. You better watch out for that game, especially right now with the fact that the transfer portal can completely change a lot of things. I can't say this one thing about South Carolina. The defensive back that they got in from Central Michigan, he may end up being the impact player on defense, similar to the impact player on offense that they're expecting from Spencer Rattler. From the things that we've been hearing, this guy could theoretically shut down half the field, be that kind of lockdown cornerback. If that happens and Clayton White's able to utilize that to the best of his ability on the defensive side of the ball, South Carolina could have themselves a pretty decent season. Seriously. 803-978-1832, 803-978-1832. That is the number to dial if you'd like to join us here on the program. You think that Nick Saban and Dave Doran are the same person there, Papa B? Are you implying that those two, I don't even think they needed the same barbecue place, man. I don't. Sports talk there with Tom Bailey. Look, if they don't win a national title, they've had a down year compared to last year. I mean, you could make an argument. Georgia goes 11-1 and wins a bowl game that no one cares about, or 12-1 and loses the SEC title. And then it's, they're a program in decline. What a mess. Welcome back to the Rundown on Fox Sports Radio 1400 around the world on the iHeartRadio app. My name is Rob Sanders. Papa B says, visit Mississippi before you bash it. Sir, I've been to games at Mississippi State. Calfield campus, Calfield. Not to be disrespectful of that, agriculture schools are awesome. But come on, man. I will give you this. The baseball team going to a game there is outstanding. I think that the SEC allows those cowbells because, you can just get one off a cow as you come in. That's probably what happens with the Mississippi State folks. 803-978-1832, 803-978-1832. That is the number to dial if you'd like to join us here on the Rundown. Tom online says Georgia will have a letdown year, and I was saying, yeah, if they don't win the national title this year, it's a letdown from last year. Being at the top is hard. It is really hard. Papa B says our governor lets us gamble and watch the games from our 5-star MGM beachfront resorts. That, sir, is important because our governor here in South Carolina thinks that we're too stupid to bet. Or maybe he doesn't want his pastor to know that he likes to bet. Maybe it's one of those things. Either way, you can't bet in South Carolina. Henry McMaster takes monies from gambling organizations but won't allow you to bet. I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because those gambling organizations, they own spots in North Carolina, and if other gambling organizations can move into South Carolina, then it'll be competition. So maybe it's just cheaper to add money to Henry McMaster's campaign. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud today. Megan with an excellent question. Rob, is going to the Cheez-It Bowl a down year? Yes, sir, it is. If you've been winning national titles like Clemson had been doing, and going to the college football playoff like Clemson had been doing, going to the Cheez-It Bowl is a down year. Yep, you're right about that. Tom says this year's Georgia's team will be similar to the 2010 Alabama team. Look, at least Tom's putting stuff out there. But I do think at this point, there are things that we just don't know. We don't know about every program yet. We don't know. We can sit here and talk about it because, hey, it's fun to talk right now. We're in the talking season before talking season, which is right there before spring practice ends. We have spring games, and we can talk about this player's here, that player's there. This player didn't get quite enough snaps in the spring, so he's going somewhere else. We could talk about all that. And it's fun right now. Love talking college football every day if we can possibly do it. But in reality, we're guessing at things here. We're guessing. We don't know who's going to get injured. We don't know any of that stuff yet, but it's fun. It's fun to come back and look. And the talking season last year, I remember sitting down at ACC kickoff with DJ Uiagalelei and interviewing DJ Uiagalelei, and we were talking about how he may end up being the preseason conference player of the year. How'd that work out? Final game of the regular season, he didn't throw for 100 yards in the game. He went from in July being quote unquote the man to, man, a portion of the fan base looking at him like, can't wait till the next guy comes in. UGA Code Dog says, we're going back to back. And did you hear we got Stetson Bennett's brother? Is Stetson Bennett like they used to have guys like, I'll use a WrestleMania reference here. They would have guys come in and they would work with Hulk Hogan, and they called it the Hulk Hogan dust. If this guy comes in and he's working with Hulk Hogan, then he's obviously a big deal. Is that how it is with Stetson Bennett? I mean, his brother comes in. He has to have the same mojo that Stetson Bennett had. I mean, surely he's going to be great, right? Look at the logic I'm spinning here on April Fool's Day. 803-978-1832, 803-978-1832. Mayhem Matthew says, we know South Carolina will be maybe 7-5 and lose their bowl game. 7-6 possible. Sir, once again, last season at this point, we were talking about if South Carolina wins 5 games, they should rename the stadium Shane Beamer Stadium. And what did they do? Shane Beamer went up to Charlotte, got turned into a bat of chicken salad, and they won the Mayonnaise Bowl. So once again, we can do all of the talking that we want, but in reality, we really don't know. And you know what? That's what makes college football the absolute best sport on the planet, because you can't write the stories that come out of it. You can't. If I told you at the beginning of the season, hey, guess what, Georgia? You're going to lose your number 1 pass rusher, the guy that's going to lead you in sacks. He's going to have an issue where he's going to be accused of sexual assault. You're going to lose him before the Florida game. Yeah, the night before the Florida game, he's going to do something like that. You're going to lose him. He's not going to be there the rest of the season. JT Daniels is not going to play much, and you're going to have to roll out there with, no, not the 5-star quarterbacks, the 2 guys you have sitting on the bench. You're going to have to go with the guy that's the walk-on that played for the program, left the program, came back, did all the stuff that Stetson Bennett did. He's going to lead you to a national title, and you're going to beat the snot out of Alabama. Yeah, that's going to happen. You're not going to win the SEC championship, but you're going to beat Alabama and win the national title. If I told Georgia fans that, they would laugh at me. But that's what happened last year. It's exactly what happened. That's why college football is the biggest, in my opinion, the best sport as far as storylines and everything else. Anyway, 803-978-1832. Let's go out to the phones. Welcome into the rundown. Good afternoon.
Big Barney Ross here. I have a bold prediction.
Sure.
Mike Leach will start a new diet. He will only eat the white part of the Cadbury egg this year. My bold prediction for the women's basketball is I think Louisville is going to win, but I'm hoping South Carolina does because I am forever a Louisville hater. Football, I think Oregon has got a good shot at Georgia at that very first game of the year. Big Barney Ross, you think about it. I'm out.
Well, there you go. Big Barney Ross rooting for South Carolina tonight as they play the Louisville Cardinals. And I'm on the record, and this is not an April Fool's type prediction. It's real. South Carolina has 10 McDonald's All-Americans. And they're going to roll tonight. And I think they'll roll again when's the other game? On Sunday? They'll roll Sunday, too, for the national title. Whether it's Stanford or whoever else. The only thing we're going to remember about from South Carolina on the negative side is how in the world did they lose to Kentucky in the SEC championship game, and how did they lose to Mizzou? You talk about, I guess they went up there and thought, oh, okay, whatever. We're just going to roll the ball out and we're going to win. Anyway, yeah, I think that's how that's going to go tonight. We'll do Final Four picks in a moment. A couple of comments here. Papa B says, new Arch Manning list today has Texas as a strong one because Arch likes Sark. Bama at number 2 for development. Georgia at 3 to start right away. And no Ole Miss on the list. Let me help Arch Manning out here. You know, if he's listening to the program, and he should be. You can listen anytime you want on the podcast, by the way, wherever you find your favorite podcast. Texas is where you could go and work with Sarkisian, and he's probably going to be able to develop you as a quarterback. I can buy that. Alabama's a good place to go. I mean, they've developed some great quarterbacks as well. You know, Kirby Smart hasn't been the best at developing quarterbacks, but maybe you could be the guy that comes in and says, you know what, I'm not Justin Fields. Maybe I'm better than he is, and I'm going to come in here with my Manning name and my Manning pedigree and all of that, and I'm going to win all of it. So there you go with that. But if you really, really, really want to be developed, I would go to Ole Miss. Why not go work for Coach Kiffin down there? That would make the most sense. All right, 803-978-1832. More of the rundown when we come back. I have to tell you what I'm doing this weekend. You guys aren't going to believe it. Stick around for that right here on Fox Sports Radio 1400. I didn't want to say that, UGA Go Dogs, because then I'd have Mayhem Matthew and the visor, Kirby's visor and all that yelling at me. Kirby Smart's got a horrific record when it comes to that. He won with a guy nobody wanted. So there's that. Do you guys think you got what two 5-star guys on the bench right now? Help me out, my Georgia folks over there. Which one of those is going to transfer first? Megan, just stop it. Just stop it. You won because of your defense. You had a generational type defense. It had nothing to do with your quarterback. You and I both know that. Stop telling lies, sir. Did you read the comment from above, sir? Papa B says he's leaning towards Texas, not Georgia. Georgia's third on the list. You don't think any of them are going to transfer out? You think both 5-star guys are going to stay put, Tony? That's interesting, and that may happen. I'm not trying to generate controversy there. UGA Dog says Carson Beck, maybe. I don't think those guys went to Georgia thinking that Stetson Bennett would do what he did. Really don't think that's good. You know, that was part of the stuff that was happening there. Yeah, buddy, Stetson Bennett's going to come in and win the national title. No, they didn't think that. They thought they were going to get to play. It was nothing the quarterback did. It's what the defense did. That's exactly what it was. And you will not badmouth Jackpot in my presence, sir. I will not have it. You will not badmouth the #1 Gamecock YouTuber on the planet. Those are fighting words. I'm not going to have it. Man, Mayhem Matthew, I don't even want to go back and forth with you today, sir. Don't even want to go back and forth with you. Will not. I'm telling you, begging Megan, I see you. We're going to fight. We're going to be like fighting each other like Hollywood trying to hit the crack pipe. Billy, funny. Welcome back to the Rundown on Fox Sports Radio 1400 around the world on the iHeartRadio app. Give me 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I want to share what I'm doing this weekend. Then I'm going to give you my final 4 picks. All right, here we go. Obviously, we'll take calls at 803-978-1832, but I got to put this out there first. In my house, we have a big set of animals. We've got 3 cats, 2 dogs, and 2 hairless guinea pigs. If you don't know what a hairless guinea pig is, look it up. It's a guinea pig that has no hair. They look like baby hippopotamuses. My young daughter decided, hey, she was putting some hay in the guinea pig's hutch thing that we have, and she left it open, and my 125-pound German Shepherd stuck her nose into the guinea pig cage and got her a guinea pig and had a guinea pig for a snack right in front of my daughter. So we had guinea pig homicide in my house. Now, here's why I'm telling you this story. Because this weekend, I normally would be watching 2 screens. One screen would have WrestleMania, and I would be watching Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns on one screen, and on the other screen, I would be watching college basketball. But I can't do that because I have to go and get another skinny pig. Now, you can't just go down to your normal pet store and buy a skinny pig. Oh, no, no, no. You have to go and get it from somewhere else. You can't ship them because they have no hair. They may freeze to death. So what do I have to do? I have to go. It was thought, okay, well, they're in Atlanta. We'll go to this breeder that's in Atlanta. They'll have one. We'll be able to get one in Atlanta. Okay, that's great. No, the breeder is in Arkansas. So tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, some of you may be up by then drinking your coffee or whatever. At 6 o'clock in the morning, I will be driving my happy butt to Arkansas to get a new skinny pig. Then guess what? I've got to drive back. 11 hours there and 11 hours back. That's what I'm doing this weekend. So I'll be following along on Twitter. Be sure to follow me on Facebook. I'll check in from different spots. How about that? Yeah, that's what's going to go on tomorrow. I'm going to get a hairless guinea pig to replace the one that my dog ate as a snack. Papa B says the dog was jealous of all the attention y'all gave. It's not a hamster. It's a hairless guinea pig, completely different thing. Let's see here. Rob to Arkansas. Woo. Yeah, Tony says that's a long haul. All right, well, that's what I'm doing this weekend. Someone said, who you got winning the series this weekend in softball, Alabama or Georgia? In softball, I'd have to check, sir. Have to check. All right, so my projections for this weekend. Tonight, in the women's side, I've got South Carolina and Stanford both winning their games and having that matchup on Sunday. For the men's Final Four, I've got Duke winning over North Carolina, and Villanova is going to get popped by Kansas. Villanova doesn't have their second leading scorer, and I hate to use the Beg and Megan excuse there, but when you don't have your second leading scorer, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. Jay says it's a great time to teach the kids about death. Well, she got to see the German Shepherd eating the guinea pig. So, yeah, she learned about death really quick there. Someone says it's a good, you could stop for barbecue in Memphis. Yeah, I don't know about all that. We're trying to get down and get back. Papa B says, I have no idea who will win the men's Final Four. I think that as much as I don't like Coach K, Bill Self, I can't predict him to win anything ever. I mean, that guy crazy cheats. More of the rundown in just a second. Let's head out to the phones. Welcome into the program. Good afternoon.
Hey, well, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Hey, well, I got some breaking news to tell you.
What's that?
Congratulations, well, you won Clemson football tickets this season.
Well, how do you figure that?
Well, do you know what today is?
Oh, yeah, I got you. Thank you for that, buddy. Hey, man, you have a great weekend, all right? We'll see you later on.
You too. Take care.
All right, there you go. Comment from Megan with the comment of the day. Injuries affect games. Deal with it. Very good, sir. He just chewed up my own line and spit it back out at me without even thinking about it. Very good there, Megan. UGA Go Dog says emotional damage. Jay says, I'm smoking pork loin and baby backs tomorrow. Don't rob my smoker. Yeah, I'm going to come to your house and we're just going to do a quick drive-by and grab some pork and throw it in the car next to the new hairless guinea pig on the way back. What a mess. Lee, they don't have any. We have to have a female guinea pig because you can't have a male and a female together because then you'll have hundreds of guinea pigs. And it's just, I can't believe I got to go to Arkansas this weekend. What a, I hope this is one of the things my daughter looks back on when she's like, I don't know, 35 or whatever. And she's like, you know what? My dad loved me. He went to Arkansas to get another skinny pig for us because I watched the death of our other skinny pig. Yo, it was big time. Like she was shoulders heaving, snot everywhere. I mean, you literally, it was like, wow. Yeah, it wasn't very good. Megan says it's a great time to drive across the country. Gas is cheap. Yes, it is, sir. Thank you for that. No, the dog did not chew slowly, and like the dog got it, and as soon as the dog got it and had it in its mouth, it like, and see, oh God, I hope Scarlett's not listening to this. The dog basically took a bite and then dropped it. Well, the guinea pig fell, and it was just bad. Just bad. It wasn't a chew it slowly kind of thing. Caviar Hound said the dog was right. My corgi ate a bunny. My daughter has bunnies. Go figure. Well, here's the other thing. My German Shepherd she's a big wuss. Okay. But we had a guinea pig before. Like she ate Deuce, which was the guinea pig's name for the one we had yesterday. But like 2 years ago, we had another guinea pig named Vanilla Ice. She ate Vanilla Ice. That happened. So she's a multiple-time homicide on the guinea pig front. She just loves those chewable little guinea pigs, I guess. So now we have a new rule in the house. It's one of those things where I put my foot down on this as dad. There will be no opening of the guinea pig cage when the dogs are in the house. Guinea pig cage can be opened when the dogs are outside of the house. But when they're in the house, nope, not happening. I will not read Jay's comment because Jay is being very mean. Jay, this girl's feelings were absolutely crushed, sir. You are not being very nice. Papa B says a serial killer. Yes, she is a serial killer. Justin says he likes Brock Lesnar for the win in WrestleMania. No, Brock Lesnar is going to do the job. They're not beating Roman Reigns. And if you remember, I hate to spoil WrestleMania for people. Brock Lesnar works up until WrestleMania, and then he comes out, loses, comes out again on Monday, gets suspended. We won't see him again until SummerSlam. I mean, that's what's going to happen. Just trying to help you out. We already have 3 cats there. Show me, Mo. It's not going to work, man. I mean, I can't. I just can't. All right. Lawton Swan is next. He's the czar of Clemson Sports.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Follow him on Twitter at Rob Sounds Good. Here's the deal. Be sure to follow me on Facebook. I'll be checking in from different spots. I might show up at Beg and Megan's house. I might show up at Jay's house and steal some of that pig he's cooking. I am not above it. More of the rundown on Monday. This is Fox Sports Radio 1400. Y'all, no joke. I'm going to Arkansas in the morning. It's ridiculous. I'm going to be a tired individual Sunday night on the next Rob and Kale show. Be a tired individual. Hey, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you hanging out with me this week, man. We'll see you on Sunday. And check out my Facebook page. Look for Robert Sanders. You'll find me. We'll go from there. I might do that, Billy. See you guys later.